Arrived in Mumbai with 500 rupees in pocket, how Dhirubhai Ambani built Reliance. Imagine, a young man lands in the crowd of Mumbai. Very little money in his pocket, a big dream in his mind, and in front of him a city where thousands of people accept defeat and return every day. He did not have an ancestral empire. There was no big office. There was no powerful surname. But a question was burning in his mind. If the market is for everyone, then why should only the rich play the big game? The fear begins right here. If that boy had gotten scared of the crowd that day, if he had accepted poverty as his limit, then perhaps today India's corporate history would be different. The curiosity is that the same boy later went on to build a company whose name is counted today among the country's most valuable business symbols. The question is, how did this journey begin? Early life and the Aiden lesson. This is the story of Dhirajlal Hirachand Ambani, whom the world knows by the name of Dhirubhai Ambani. He was born on the 28th of December 1932 in Chorwad village of Gujarat. The house was very ordinary. His father Hirachand Ambani was a school teacher, and the lack of money in the family was not a small trouble but a daily reality. In his childhood, Dhirubhai quickly understood that poverty does not just empty the pocket, it also makes a person's choices small. But his mind did not become small. It is said that he used to sell small goods near the hills of Girnar among fairs and travelers. Here he learned for the first time to read the customer's eye. His school education did not last very long. Financial pressure pushed him into the world of work early. But from right here, a market knowledge distinct from bookish knowledge started developing inside him. Around just 17 years of age, he decided to leave India and go to Aden. In that era, Aden was a busy trading port where the world's goods came and went. In Aden, he started work by joining a Besan company. This company was connected with oil and trading, and it was there that Dhirubhai saw the game of goods, money, documents and timing. The salary there was not big, but the learning was very big. He understood that profit in trade is made not just by buying and selling, but from information, speed and trust. In the lanes and port of Aden, Dhirubhai saw how the world's commerce runs. Which goods are expensive where the demand is, and how payment gets secured. It is said in many popular stories that he earned a profit by selling even mud. There is less formal proof of this anecdote, but it certainly shows the image of his business acumen. His real lesson was that value is hidden not in the thing, but in the need. Whoever gets the right thing at the right time might give an extra price for it. The return to Mumbai and the birth of Reliance. Around 1957, Dhirubhai returned to India. For many people, a foreign job was safe, but for him, a job was a place to learn, not a destination to stop. The beginning in Mumbai was not easy. It is said that he came with very little money. The 500 rupee story became a powerful symbol of this very struggle. But the real thing was not the amount. The real thing was that the person who did not have a big capital had a big conviction. His family lived with simplicity in an area like Bhuleshwar in Mumbai. A small house, limited means and a daily struggle, but the thinking was always big. He started trading under the name of Reliance Commercial Corporation. The first focus was on spices and yarn trading, because both demand and opportunity were visible in the textile market. There was a tiny office near Masjid Bandar. No luxury setup, but Dhirubhai's energy, calculation and hunger were clearly visible in every deal. He did not just sell goods. He made relationships, trust to the supplier, delivery to the buyer, and a signal to the market that this man was not one to step back. In the beginning, spices export also happened, but quickly he started seeing a big future in textile and polyester yarn. This was one special quality of his, catching the trend ahead of time. At that time in India, textiles were a necessity for the common man. Clothes were not just fashion, they were a part of daily life. Dhirubhai made this mass market his playground. Slowly, the thinking of manufacturing grew from trading. Instead of just taking the middle profit, controlling the entire chain became the foundation of Reliance's future strategy. In 1960, Reliance moved towards textile manufacturing. A plant was set up at Naroda near Ahmedabad, and from here a brand emerged that started becoming known in every household. That brand was Vimal. Only Vimal was not just the name of a cloth, it became a new signal of quality and aspiration for the Indian middle class. Dhirubhai had understood that making a product alone is not enough in India. The product has to be given an identity, it has to be given a story, and it has to be given a place in the customer's heart. Vimal showrooms and advertising presented textiles on a different level. Cloth turned from a commodity into a brand, and Reliance began to change from a trader into a manufacturer. The equity culture revolution, but Dhirubhai's real revolution was visible not just in the factory, but in the stock market too. In that era, the share market was considered a distant thing for the common man. In 1977, the IPO of Reliance Textile Industries came. Thousands of small investors felt for the first time that they too could become a part of a big growth story. According to official history, this issue was oversubscribed 7 times. This meant that the demand was many times more than the available shares. From here, Dhirubhai did not just grow a company but also played a big role in making the equity culture popular in India. He considered shareholders not just investors but family. The crowd of common people in his annual general meetings showed that Reliance had built a big network of trust. In 1980, Reliance took a step towards backward integration. Dhirubhai thought that if there was no control over raw material, then future growth would also depend on others. This very thinking opened the direction for polyester, petrochemicals and huge plants. The Patalganga project became a big symbol of this ambition. It is said that the Patalganga plant was set up in record time. This was not just an engineering project, but a statement of speed, execution and confidence. One thing was common in Dhirubhai's working style. He did not call a big goal impossible, but instead asked how the system should change to make it possible. His famous business logic was simple. If you think small, you will build small. If you think big, big problems will also come on the way, but the outcome will also be big. Battles, controversies and scale. Along with his success in the market, controversies also came. Questions were raised on Reliance from time to time. Critics debated connections, policies and market tactics. In a balanced story, it is necessary to accept that Dhirubhai's journey is not just inspiration but a debate too. But this debate does not lessen his impact. Around 1982, the bear cartel episode connected with Reliance shares became highly discussed. Stories of a tremendous clash between short sellers and Reliance supporters are told even today. This episode showed that Dhirubhai understood market psychology deeply. He fought not just a battle of business but of perception and confidence too. For him, the capital market was not a machine to raise money. It was a path for public participation where the middle class could also become a partner in industrial growth. This was the reason why small shareholders felt an emotional connection with the story of Reliance. They felt that if the company was growing big, they were also growing along with it. Another strength of Dhirubhai was an obsession with execution. Making a plan is a different thing, but setting up a plant, building a supply chain and achieving scale is a different challenge. He found ways through bureaucracy, a shortage economy and the license permit era. This was the period when doing business in India was far more complex compared to today. His critics used to say that he knew how to bend the system in his favor. Supporters used to say that he found a way for growth in a rigid system. The truth is perhaps somewhere between these two. But it is clear that Dhirubhai changed the imagination of the Indian entrepreneur. He proved that ambition is not the property of only those with inherited wealth. A school teacher's son can also build a national-scale company. Succession and global ambition. In family life, 𝐮𝐬𝐽 Ambani is considered his quiet support system. Her emotional support in big decisions strengthened Dhirubhai's confidence even more. They had 4 children, Mukesh, Anil, Deepti and Neena. Later, Mukesh and Anil took up big responsibilities in the business. In 1986, Dhirubhai faced his first big health setback. A stroke weakened his body, but the Reliance machine was not allowed to stop. From here, the need for succession and professional management became even more important. A big empire cannot always run on the founder's energy alone. Even so, Dhirubhai remained active. His presence, his vision, and his risk-taking attitude had become a part of the Reliance culture. In 1990, India was moving towards liberalization. The economy was opening up, competition was changing, and new opportunities were being created for groups like Reliance. Projects like Hazira and Jamnagar pushed Reliance from a textile company towards an energy and petrochemicals giant. Now scale was reaching from India to global comparison. The Jamnagar refinery became a big pillar of Reliance's identity in later years. This was the same backward integration thinking that had developed slowly from the days of yarn trading. On the 24th of June 2002, Dhirubhai suffered a severe stroke. He was admitted to Mumbai's Breach Candy Hospital. On the 6th of July 2002, he passed away at the age of 69. India lost not just a businessman but a person who taught an entire generation to dream. The ongoing legacy. After his departure, a family dispute also came forward in the Reliance empire. Differences between Mukesh and Anil Ambani drew the attention of corporate India towards themselves. Finally, in 2005, a business division took place through the role of 𝐮𝐬𝐽 Ambani. Mukesh Ambani took Reliance Industries forward while Anil received separate businesses. Today, under the leadership of Mukesh Ambani, Reliance has spread into energy, retail, digital services, media and consumer platforms. Jio changed the story of telecom and internet access. In 2025, Reliance claimed to be the first Indian company to cross the $10 billion mark in annual net profit. This scale shows the continuity of Dhirubhai's dream. But the biggest learning of this story is not just money. Dhirubhai showed that an opportunity is not always clearly visible. Many times it has to be created. He turned ordinary Indians into shareholders, cloth into a brand, a refinery into a national ambition, and gave entrepreneurship a place in the middle-class imagination. Whether the story of 500 rupees in the pocket is a symbol, its emotion is real. The beginning can be small, but if the thinking is big, the path makes itself. The legacy of Dhirubhai Ambani says just this: poverty can be a background, not destiny. The question is not how much you have, the question is how big you can see. And perhaps for this reason, whenever there is talk of a self-made business empire in India, one name returns again and again. Dhirubhai Ambani, the man who turned a dream into a company.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.